Hello everyone and welcome back to the Berserk manga read through, where today we are starting volume 32. Look at this amazing cover as we've got guts on the top of Zod's head. I love to see it. Looks so good. Last time we're still trying to get onto that boat. Still trying to get onto that damn boat and get out of here. There was a full battle that took place over the span of the whole volume. We're still there. We were going up against a tough sorcerer guy. And it continues when we had a bunch of lovely apostles show up with Zod in tow, just having a grand old time because the God Emperor himself has shown up and is chilling in the sky. So it has escalated further than I thought it would. We did not get on a boat and leave. We have definitely been engaged with the fight. So let's have a look and see what volume 32 has in store for us today. Our beautiful artwork that we've got at the beginning of the volume, as we've had for a while now, is Griffith upon a horse, looking mighty angelic. Look at that. Look at that armor. That is fantastic. Doesn't look very flexible, but it does look fantastic. Look at the job that the barber has to not only make that beard look so soft, but also curve that shit upwards. Like that's a talented barber right there. Good hair care. Personally not my style, but it looks impressive. And this is our cover art for volume 32. Is up on a hill. We have Griffith on horseback, as per that artwork that we just saw. This is our team. This is Griffith, and it's still Roderick in here again. We have a blurb, not a blurb, but we have an opening crawl for the first time. The naval city Vertranis has reached the peak of chaos. Armies from all nations of the Holy See have gathered beneath the flag of resistance against the Kushan Empire. A force of enchanted Kushan beast soldiers delivers a blow against the military headquarters and key figures of the resistance. Guts and his companions mow down the beast soldiers standing in their way. It looks as if the path to Elfhelm has opened, but then the giant figure of Emperor Ganeshka appears. He is an apostle. While every apostle in the world is hastening to fall under Griffith's leadership, the Emperor is attempting to surpass the God Hand. He suggests that Guts join him as his soldier, and after Guts refuses, is about to take his life. A group of the new Band of the Hawks Flying Apostles, led by Zod, sweeps in to attack the Apostle Ganeshka. However, no one's attack can prevail against Ganeshka's lightning strikes or his manifested body of fog. Will Guts and the others really manage to depart from Vertranis? So that's what we're still trying to do, and this is cool. They've added an opening crawl. Now, I really do wonder if this is going to be something going forward in these volumes, because instead of us having to do a, hey, last time we did this, I can just read this, because it's already given to us. I like it. All right, first chapter of volume 32, also structured differently, is Human Bullet. Zod. You are going forth? Then may fortune be with you. Exercise due caution. The Emperor himself may set out for this battle. No attack is effective against him. So this is our Moonlight Knight, and I do forget the name of Big Boy here. He's the one who can turn into even bigger boy. I kind of forgot his name. Grunbeld? Is his name Grunbeld? Is that the right character that I'm thinking of? And this guy is, I'm just trying to remember his, something the Moonlight Knight, and it's like right on the tip of my tongue. A lot of character names to remember. I'm sure they will get mentioned at some point. Come now, though Zone be alone on horseback, he can best a force 1,000 strong. Nosferatu Zod, I had heard his battle friendly was notable even amongst bloodthirsty apostles, but he's an enigmatic man. Ooh. Hanging out? What brings you here, girl? You have a choice to make. Choice? To again battle the sword that once cut your flesh, or to make it your own weapon. Madness or volition, beast or warrior. As does your counterpart. Counterpart? The one you're drawn to. What's that mean? Dunno. I guess that's how prophecy works. Sonia, we're about to depart to meet His Holiness the Pontiff. Bye-bye, Mr. Black Lion. You truly are fearless. Why's that? And then it just cuts to Zod from last chapter just diving right into our Black Swordsman. The Black Swordsman! Oh, and then this is the cover art. Is this our volume 32 cover? He goes back up and that's why he's on his back. Look! So cool. You! I never thought I'd run into you here! Zod, you bastard! There it is, that's pretty much the shot. If I cut off his head right now, I can kill him. Your urge to kill makes my neck bristle in ecstasy. Not before Ganeshka has anything to say about it, as he's bringing down a thunderstorm upon them, trying to zap them out of the sky. What a piece of work. He's a goddamn thundercloud. What's the matter? You call yourself Zod the Immortal, but you're just getting smacked around. That's easy for you to say, freeloader. But as you can see, there are no weapons to which strike the mist. Guts, are you alright? Yeah, but things have taken a strange turn. How the hell does Thunderhead's body work? Can't you use magic to figure it out? Those are likely wind and water elementals surrounding his ethereal body. I suspect he is gathering moisture to project his own form. I think that is how he can become gigantic, appear, and disappear at will. That exists not within our shallow layer of the interstice, but a deep layer where substance does not reach. Regular arms cannot harm it. Shouldn't you be lying down? Regular arms. Oh! And he has to just... Zod is trying to get him off his back to quickly duck under the ship's mast. Asshole! It's about time you got off. We'll fight to the death after I wipe him out. Oh, sure. Who was it that splashed down, burnt to a crisp? Hey, if you don't want to lose your head, fly the way I tell you to. This is a very interesting predicament that both Guts and Zod find themselves in. My fight with you can wait. We're taking him down. What? Are you even awake? I told you, nothing can cut mist. Wrong. You want a mist cutter? Here it is. You have a choice to make to again battle the sword that once cut your flesh or make it your own weapon. Cool. Wow, look at that foreshadowing, guys, from so many chapters ago, and it's finally coming into play. These words that were said so long ago in the story are not right at the beginning. They're echoing through. What good foreshadowing. Pull your sword away. Fine then, we'll do this your way. Show me you can hack that thundercloud to pieces. That's a fucking great image. Look at that. The enemy of my enemy is my friend for now. That's really cool. Yeah. So apparently the Dragon Slayer may be able to damage him. This is too big and too magical to be called a sword. It's something else entirely. Hey, hold on. That one-horn thing's turning towards Thunderhead with Guts riding him? The Black Swordsman becomes the Blackened Swordsman. Shirka, where's his actual ethereal body? Guts? Whoa, don't fall. No, don't do this. There's no time. Hurry. So she's got to search for the ethereal body, and then he's going to put that sword right through his ethereal form. His brow, between his eyes. Oh, look at this fucking collection of panels here. So they're going to just dive and spear charge like right through it with the blade. Look at that panel. That is absolutely fucking gorgeous. Look at that. Holy shit. I'm gonna save this photo immediately. I'm going to save this one. I want to use this as a goddamn wallpaper. That's amazing. Look at that. That's a crazy shot. Goes right through the eyes. Zod brings him down for a landing. So what's happened? Let's have a look. Guts, he's down. Oh! Oh! Majesty! Damn, actually got him. Ugh! Majesty, what is the matter? Leave me! How dare you? Oh, and it's like fucking hurting his forehead too. That's so great. Nice. That's the end page in Berserk. That's an interesting end page using an older image. 278. Let's jump in. Setting sail. What the? The fog. The fog's pulling back. Master Daiba, not all the Daka nor Pashaka have withdrawn. I don't care. We won't be able to collect them all in time. The Harashada must be thorough in forcing the Daka and Pashaka to commit suicide. Not a single one must fall into the enemy's hands alive. How could this be? How could there ever be anyone who can injure His Majesty? Kashar Trier of Durga. Hey, should we really be getting this close? You alive? Stop! It's dangerous! Zod gets right back up. Oh, and more apostles coming too. He's not looking too good. Oh. Guts looking like he just got burnt to a crisp, dude. Huge. Guts! Don't move. What's the matter? Weren't we gonna settle things? Come on, stand up. I'll just tear you apart and end you. If you can't, there won't be any fight to the death. Wow, and he actually does get up. Dude, these panels are ridiculous right off the bat. This is crazy. He stood up. Of course he did. How's he alive? We'll see to our duel another time. A time when we can bloody each other to our heart's content. Captain Zod, isn't that the Black Swordsman? The Black Swordsman's another enemy for us apostles. Besides, he's got the brand on him. He's a so-called offering that was sacrificed to us. There's no way we should pass him up here. Anyhow, lately I've forgotten the taste of just with his hand just choking him on the neck. Don't forget, we're the Hawk's warriors. We've come here to wage war. Okay. Our master's orders are to thrash the Kashan enchanted beasts. We didn't come to indulge in our cravings. It's not our cheat day today, and we're done here. Just a goddamn minute. If you are all here, then is he? Does that mean Griffith's nearby too? What'll you do once you hear the answer? If he is, will you fight with our master as he rides in here? Then that changes things. Even if you were crippled, our entire army would just mince you into 100 pieces of meat. God, look at this stare down. I love the Zod and Guts dynamic. It's really fucking interesting. But there's like this, it's that, and also Zod and Skull Knight's history fascinates me too. Oh wow, Serpico. Hey. Serpico, stupid, showing off will get you killed. This ends here. You couldn't care less about some feud between monsters. Is that not the case? Let go of me. You want some of this? I told you to cut it out. This fucking dude. Yeah, Casca's not having a good time because she knows what Zod looks like. It is. So that's that. I'm done here too. Go on, get lost. Off he goes. Are we safe? And don't come back. You can see him putting the finger up at him. Guts. Have you and those things met before? Straight up just poof, sways and falls flat on his face. He's out. He simply passed out. Though in this situation, I cannot say he is fine, even for mere peace of mind. Good grief, he must have stood up just so he could antagonize. We should hurry up and board my ship. We can't treat him or anything here, or the girl either. There's an undamaged small boat over here. Right, let's get going then. Why must I? Just do it already. He was leaping around with a sword and armor this heavy? Gently. Gently. Oh my god. The small boat that survived is the one that Azan keeps sleeping on. So there is a reunion with Azan again by just a bizarre circumstance. So his appearance is here because he was here a couple of volumes ago as well, where he gets woken up by the pirates, and he's just snoozing while all of this was going on. He's just sleeping. Also, I thought Puck had the ability to do healing, like pretty often. I'm surprised that Puck hasn't been like, oh, Guts is not doing so well. Let me just, use a little bit of my Puck magic. But I guess we'll see about that. So noisy. Okay, let's go. Why must I? Excuse me. Use your arms, not your mouth, pal. Come here. You do some work too. Oh well. Good grief, just when I thought he'd healed. Not 3 days go by and he's already in pieces. It's going to dry me out. Maiden skin, dried to the bone. Okay, so they are talking about healing. It'll be farewell to the land for a while. Just what's coming to this world anyway? Father. Mother. Serpico and Farnese are going to reunite with Azan under the weirdest circumstances. And Puck's just like, I don't care. Yeah, they're doing their little elf magic. They're dropping it on him. They're pooping on him with little elf balls. And Guts looks up to a beautiful sky, or does he see this image in his mind? I think he's seeing this image in his mind. Yeah. God, those eyes. Griffith's fucking, like, lifeless stare. And then that's the last thing he sees before he passes out. And they go to the bigger ship. There you go. This is our main ship to actually leave Vertranis. So we're getting different pictures at the end of each chapter as well, which is cool. Let's move into 279. Keep the story moving. I'm kind of keen on this new layout. It's kind of nice. I just have to do this every time though. Massive Invasion, Part 1. This is the remains of Vertranis after everything's been said and done. What a sight. Imagine the naval yard of the Holy Sea Alliance armies reduced to ashes in a single night. So this was the guy that confronted Guts the other time about being like, hey, you're the Raiders captain, aren't you? Right? Pretty sure that's this guy. Where did that huge crowd of monsters disappear? All that remains are corpses of Kashan troops and beasts. Does it mean that was some dream? We've a message! Clear the way! So what's going on inside? It's hard to say for sure with all the chaos. Like I said, a Kashan sneak attack, right? How? Look how many troops are around. The city. Not a single rat's getting in. Did you hear? The ones who ran out here were carrying on about monsters. What shall we do? All our higher-ups went to the party and we don't know where they are. How should I know? Let's wait and see for now. You sure? There might still be enemies inside. I ask you again, where are these Kashan? Hey, look. I think you just got your answer. Fuck. Oh my god, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Reporting, my lord. The Kashan, they... Anyway, my lord, see for yourself. Bruh. Lord of the Rings Return of the King moment. This is like Minas Tirith, and this is This is it. This is it. Young master, what do you intend to do? One of the Hawk's troops is undeniably made for this land. Being a small force, it is probably impossible for it to influence the general current of this war. But if we do not inform the Emperor of this, for the Kashan it will mean... But didn't you see? He was inhuman. Are you saying we should entrust the fate of our clan to such a demon lord? Young master. Silat's just being very pensive right now. When did they? And what a gigantic force! Enough to encircle the armies of the Holy Sea Alliance. We're in trouble. Contact headquarters! Where's the captain? What about our army? Move it! I'm penned in! Wouldn't it be better to run? You fool! Deserters will be hanged! Oh no! If we're forced into battle like this, it doesn't matter how large our army is. No, because it's so large, once it slips into chaos, it'll be uncontrollable. They've even got the war elephants, dude. God damn. I know that Lord of the Rings came before Berserk. So I wonder if there's even any influence from I believe they're from the East, I think, in Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to remember the name of the specific name of the group. I can't remember. But I wonder if there was any influence. They look so similar and they're described so similar. But I mean, it's also just the Kashan are based on real stuff too. So I'm just like, it just makes me think of Lord of the Rings. I know that there's not necessarily a connection there probably, but you can always think about wondering if there was any sort of loose influence sometimes with fantasy, because they are some of the most influential things. Lord of the Rings is one of the most influential fantasy like foundations, and then Berserk is one of the most influential dark fantasy foundations, which I think is really cool. The detail on this stuff is incredible. Like there is so much here to look at. Like, let me just try and scroll in a bit. I've just totally, hang on, scrolling in just ruined the whole fucking thing. Hold on. All right, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Scrolling in is a mistake. They just took me everywhere all at once on the page. I just wanted to get a closer look at because there's so much detail in there. It actually blows my mind how small that is, because these are on like A4 or maybe even sometimes smaller pages, right? And there is so much detail crammed in there. I cannot even believe it. It's true that we've expended nearly all the Pashaka we control in this area, but our strategic arrangement is superior. In war, ultimately determines the tide on numbers. There's no substitute for overwhelming military force. Majesty, your orders. Purge them. Oh, I think he's got a burn on his face from getting scarred in his like astral form, for lack of a better word, his ethereal form. You can see there's a difference on part of his face. That's really cool. He got a scar from that. Archers, rain fire. Just a hail of arrows. Holy shit. We're getting a lot of these beautifully drawn pages here, where you get like those little snippets of just highly detailed artwork. Look at that army. There we go. Let's move into chapter 280. And again, last volume I noticed that we seem to be kind of like moving through chapters at a faster pace. So I think it looks like we're reaching a point in the story where perhaps the chapters are a little bit shorter than they used to be. We're definitely moving through them at a pace where I'm like, oh, at the end of the chapter already. Massive Invasion Part 2. It certainly was a massive invasion. I mean, they didn't undersell it. If you're going to call a chapter Massive Invasion, you're going to deliver. And by God, they did. Oh, the eyeballs popping out. Classic. Look at the trampling. Oh, man. So beautifully drawn. who knew gore could be such a beautiful masterpiece on paper? Oh, this is great. Such an overwhelming force, though. Like, honestly, if you see this shit, you're like, well, fuck. What's even more wild is maybe not on this scale necessarily, because this is fictitious, but like, this shit happened. You know, to some extent, in some way, shape, or form in the past. People just ran at each other with sticks and armor and hoped for the best. Fall back to the city! Get inside the walls! We'll be crushed! Archers are definitely the most valuable fucking thing ever. Just rain fire of arrows upon them. Especially when they're actual fire arrows. All the enemy's doing is pressing a large army down on us, but right now we've no way of contesting it. The attack last night was nothing more than a strategic maneuver to disarray our command system and facilitate the siege of Retranus. Let us in! Open up! Damn it! Are you abandoning us? The outcome was already decided by the time they formed their ranks. In a battle between two large forces, once the balance tips, the flow can't be changed. Destroyed. The Holy Sea Alliance armies will be destroyed. The arrow went so fast that it took off the Kashan general's head. Like, the arrow is through his temple, but it went through such a force that it removed the head from the neck. Like, it ripped it off. And all of them are doing it. Who the fuck is shooting these arrows with such a force? Oh. Right. That makes perfect sense. I was like, how many people are able to shoot arrows with such a force? It's, yeah. Makes sense. Look at him with all of his arrows planted. That's so intimidating. That eye as well. He's shooting his multiple at a time. Look at that dead shot accuracy. Oh, the way he took out both of the eyeballs. Eyeball kebab. Look at that. Shish kebab. Oh. The nose piercing. I just can't imagine, like, Mira, like, how much fun he would have just had, like, sitting here going through and drawing a whole, like, sideshow, like just a selection of choice detailed pieces of the arrows in different spots on these dudes. And this is the thing, right? The Kashan are actually an evil opposing force, and the God Emperor Ganeshka is also evil in a sense. So is Griffith, but because he has this beautiful image about him that while his intentions of what he actually wants are masked, but he shows up as the hero and everyone loves him, and everybody hates Guts, and it's you know, because he's the one who looks intimidating, he looks evil because he's the Black Swordsman, and Griffith is the Hawk of Light, and it's just such a really interesting perception of all of this, on how characters are judged. But yeah, it's way too easy for Griffith to come in with his new Band of the Hawk of people that are so insanely talented because they are demons and just being like, yes, we are going to save the day. My god. How long do we continue advancing? Until orders are given, just shut up and charge. But if we don't change direction... Halt! What the... they're just running right into a moat. They're just running right into a moat. What the fuck? What? They're plunging into the moat? What's the cavalry doing? They're disgraces to the Kashan. Oh, this is this who I think it is? This is the weird guy with the mask. I always forget this thing's name. Yeah. This thing. What's wrong? I don't know, just all of a sudden. Wow, what a mischief maker. Sending all of the elephants in a frenzy by terrifying them, and then they stomp on their own men. The Band of the Hawk have completely disrupted this massive invasion force with minimal effort. Look, this time it's the huge beasts. What? What the hell's happening on this battlefield? And this is the guy who's wondering about Griffith, and he's going to see him riding in on that horse, like Gandalf the White coming in from the from the distance. Young master, this might be. Then there's just a whooshing and a silence. Okay. And then okay, I'm not really sure on this. This might be, and then it cuts to just a random dude's hand, like ordering a charge forward, I suppose, or ordering there's another force coming in. I guess this is the rest of the Band of the Hawk. Maybe? I'm not sure. Instructions unclear. Let's move into 281 so I can get my answers, figure it out. In the flight. Yeah, I'm not sure who that is, but this guy's about getting disgraced right now. Yeah, look at the scar on his face. That's awesome. Reporting, sire. We have lost control of our cavalry and some of our war elephants, and it is causing disorder on the front lines. Couldn't be. Yep, there he is. Overseeing the fight, and this will be the Band of the Hawk, newly formed. Yes. How golden age, right? Look at that. You could look at this panel and make a mistake and think that you're reading the Golden Age arc almost, you know? That's wild. And it's like nothing has changed. When you look at him and the helmet comes down, it's a fucking gorgeous helmet. So cool. Like, that armor has got to be some of the most beautiful armor that has ever been drawn. Like, Griffith will forever be one of the most iconically drawn characters. Like, and unforgettable at that. Like, the whole mythology surrounding this character will persist through fiction forever and ever and ever, you know? Like, the influence that Berserk has had is wild. It's really cool seeing it almost backwards in certain ways when you come back and you read through this and you can see other things that you're a fan of that have taken inspiration from it as well. Like, I grew up and I'm a massive Final Fantasy VII fan, hugely so. It's like my life. It's like, if there is a game forced at gunpoint to say is my favorite, it's got to be Final Fantasy VII. And that game has your primary protagonist being this like dude, mercenary for hire, who's wielding a slab of iron too big to be considered a sword with ease, whose primary villain, the antagonist in the game, is a long-haired, like silver-haired, beautiful, handsome-looking soldier of legend, with a thin, dexterous approach to his sword fighting. You know, Griffith and Sephiroth and Guts and Cloud are so hand in hand, the same dynamic, and it's really cool that I can see that and the influences from that, and it's cool that I've just, you know, been engaging with things that have taken inspiration from Berserk before getting into it, and then being able to see it. Obviously, the From Software games are one of the biggest examples of how much inspiration gets taken from Miura, and we just love to see it. We just love to see it. So now, while quick work has been made on the front lines, the Band of the Hawk is now coming in for a sneak attack. Impossible! There's a sheer precipice over there. There shouldn't be any place to hide soldiers. Stop the enemy! There's just a few! Yeah, but who's leading it, baby? Did they all just transform? They all just transformed, I think. They're just like, there's just a few. So leading the Yeah, leading the group, they're just chilling, because I guess they're in their human form. And then, as it zooms in, you start to see, like, these coming in, and then bam! There's our Moonlight Knight, and all of the other ones. But even the horses changed too. Did these guys just drop in out of the sky? I'm trying to figure out how they've just entered on screen. So they're charging in, and then all of a sudden they're all here. But I don't think it's the human guys that have transformed, because they're still there. Sometimes it's hard to like see how one panel leads into the next in terms of movement. I'm just going to assume they did instant teleportation, instant transmission, and just speared through multiple heads at once. There he is. What are those lances? Men fall like tree leaves before them. They aren't stopping. What's that? Young master. Check them. There are mere several hundred horsemen, no more than one of our own divisions. Surround them. Get into formation. Grah, how could this be? Our army is so large, it reacts slowly to unanticipated events. We never thought they'd send a small force like that at our flank. Oh, and big veiny forearm boy coming in. His armor is so cool as well. Like, I love his shoulder piece. Zod in human form is also just a force to be reckoned with. Like, and he has such a presence on the page. And he comes through with his fucking axe, just cleaving multiple bodies in one swing. And here come Zod's boys. These absolutely ferocious feral creatures with just amazing designs. I love it so much. General, enemy attack from the rear as well. They are not stopping. They're monsters. Oh, even bringing down the fucking elephant with ease. Yep, here he is. This guy. This guy is literally... Look at that guy. He's a fucking Tin Man, almost. These designs are crazy. This story is just getting insane in the best way possible. Like, these volumes that we're reading have just been some of the best stuff that I've read in this story. It's just crazy. The Torn Battlefield. It's such a joy to read through this stuff and to react to it and to share it with you. Like, read you this story. Genuinely, it's so fun. Because, like, I get to, like, sit down and really, like, take things in and get into the characters and do their voices, and I just feel like so attached when I go through it. And it's great. Instead of just, like, silently reading and binging it, I get to, like, this is my berserk time. And it's a special time. Fucking, what is that? Like, what is that? This dude's sick. Looking like one of the characters out of Doom Patrol. Goddamn Tin Man. What is that army? They're cutting right through a Kashan battle line of over 200,000. There can't be more than several hundred horsemen. This can't be. Stand your ground. Imperial Guards, left half turn. Meet the attack. Hey, look out. Check out the Kashan main line. One of our side's units is cutting into them? Whose knights are those? That flag. There you go. That flag. There's no mistaking it. It's him. Young master. He goes right in. It's crazy how long Silat has been in this story as well. He was way back. No, the Imperial Guards can't stop them. At this rate, they'll reach the Emperor. Mahouts, quickly, move the palace. Yeah. What the fuck? What are you doing? The elephants are frightened. They cannot move. Yeah, you guys are fucked. They literally have a whole line of elephants wheeling in a palace. That is so extra. Like, they were so sure of their invasion that they're like, yeah, bring the palace, bring the mobile home, move it in. Like, so I'm assuming the emperor's in there, just chilling in his little war palace. That is so extravagant. It's so extravagant. They're getting surrounded by them, like a tornado of horses. Look! His Majesty's mobile palace! It's been... Oh. Majesty, you must esca... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Emperor Ganeshka's gonna have to unleash some shit. Oh my god, look at that face-off. And he just walks right in. Look at the incredible detailing on all of that. Incredible detailing. There it is, face to face. This is the Hawk. The master of we reincarnates, the absolute, the untouchable. I'm trembling. I, the ruler of the greatest empire of this world. That's instinct. The instinct of one through whose veins flows the blood of the demon realm. Gulp. What a comforting, refreshing voice. What a comforting, refreshing voice you have. His mere presence here makes everything sufficient, yet at the same time, hunger and thirst, this sensation. Young master, this dude's only job for the past few chapters is young master. He's like having a little peek. Let's sneak up on him. That's great. The eye being like a light to shine right down on him is maddening. You seem to suffer. No, if his hand touches me, I'll sacrifice all. Oh, wow. I am the Kashan Emperor, supreme ruler and devastator of the world. I am he who takes, never he who is taken from. I am the indestructible Demon King, even if you be the Hawk, to expose yourself unaided before me is the height of folly. Burn now and regret this. God damn. Yeah, we blitzing through, I think. We blitzing through these chapters. Wind coil. Alright, let's see. How are we gonna defeat? How are they gonna do it? How are they gonna defeat it? I'm just waiting for like Griffith to do some sort of like God of Destruction move where he just goes Hakai and just boom, destroys it and he just dissipates. I won't kill you, but once you're too numb to move, you'll be my captive and I'll fully sully that beauty of yours. Literally just repeat history with what happened when Griffith got imprisoned last time. The air in here seems a bit stagnant for a birdcage. Oh, it's bringing it down. Whoa! Look at that! They're tearing this fucking palace apart. What? Yep, gotta jump off. Can't spy. What are you up to? I smell the salt of the sea. Huh? Oh. The wind is gonna be too much. The salt of the sea. The wind! perfectly timed wind, huh? Oh, no! How did like classic villain just being like, at this rate I'll scatter. Must sustain my form. Oh. And he's forced out of it. He's forced out of his transformation. On his knees. At Lord Griffith's feet. Look at that. Look at that shot. Just brought to his knees, and Griffith has done nothing but stand there and give witty remarks. And he brought the power of the wind with him. These are some of the most beautiful panels I've ever seen. They're just so good. Like the fact that the further into the story you go, the just more that this artwork continues to just astound you. That's preposterous. He saw through my secret and summoned the wind. Or was it a coincidence? Why don't you withdraw, great Emperor? God, his mouth kills me. Like it's so strange. Surely our blades will not reach you, but in the midst of this wind, you cannot wield your power. We cannot take you captive when you can change your body to mist, but if you vanish from this place, you will never again gain control of this huge army. It will only invite useless confusion. I think this is a stalemate for us both. So why not make the royal capital our battleground? And he stands up in that really uncomfortable looking armor set with a bunch of eyes on it. Very well. Our showdown will be in my demon city. And I shall meet the flight of the hawk with the most wicked battle line ever. The most wicked battle line ever, dude. They're retreating, going back to the demon city, and that's where the battle will take place. That's the retreat beacon. We're retreating? Retreat? Retreat. Why? Retreat? We're retreating! Retreat! All forces! Retreat! All forces! Retreat! And they just fucking turn that shit around and go back home. One more word out of you, and I'm turning this fucking palace house around and we're driving home. And they fucking did it too. They're withdrawing. The Kushana retreating? Why? Have we been saved? It's a miracle. That winged sword army's done it. Fetch a herald of arms. What land is that army from? I think you know. I think you will know. Again, cheers, victory cheers and celebration for our great hero, Griffith, who can do no wrong. Absolutely. The Midland Regular Army, chapter 284. The Kushana withdrawing! Praise God! I can't believe it! That tiny number of cavalrymen drove off that huge army. Several hundred horsemen at the most defeated, tens, no hundreds of thousands of enemies. It's a miracle. What country could they be from? That flag! I recognize that winged flag den sign. In the Midland Tudor 100-Year War, they boasted of going undefeated against the great Tudor Empire. It's them! The Band of the Hawk, led by that hero, the White Hawk. Fabulous. What a picturesque night. He's beautiful. There's no mistake. That's Sir Griffith the White Hawk, Midland's hero and savior, but he definitely was a striking man who at a glance was unforgettable. But now he's like one who's beyond the reach of man. You're not too far away with that statement. The gate's opening. Sure, now it is. Make way. The king approaches. He's just waiting. He's just waiting. What manner of... First, I must thank you on behalf of every leader of the Holy Sea Domain's allied army. My name is Federico do Vendimian. Tell me, of what nation is your army? We are the Band of the Hawk. And it's time we brought about a new golden age. The Midland Liberation Army, under direct control of the Royal House. Of the Royal House? Liberation Army? We hereby declare this. As I am commander of the Liberation Army, all forces who set foot within our kingdom shall obey my orders. Those who cannot accept this condition are asked not to interfere in any way with our kingdom. Here it is. What? What a ridiculous... I don't know if you're some Liberation Army or not, but what authority does a commander of a mere band of knights have to talk like that? We are presently the sole regular army of Midland. What say you? Clear the way. So much yelling and shouting in this episode, my throat hurts. Who are they? Midland's exiled noblemen. Well met once again, dignitaries. Thankfully we are all in good health. Well, White Hawk, I never thought you still lived. I take issue with your words, Sir Griffith. You, of common origin, lead a mob which is Midland's sole regular army? Who do you say approved such nonsense? By the tradition of our Midland, its regular army is commanded by we of noble lineage and no other. A strange thing to say. I ask you then, former Midlanders of noble lineage, in the midst of our Liberation Army's fierce battles with the Kashan within the borders of Midland, on exactly what battlefields were the knights under your command riding abreast? Well, the underlying principle of a regular army in a crisis of life or death to the royal house is to defend to the last the kingdom and its subjects. If it does not fulfill that duty, no matter what mantle of authority it claims to wear, it is nothing more than a private army. That's a sound argument. Still, earlier you said under direct control of the royal house. In what way? I thought the whereabouts of our kingdom's sole present member of royalty, Princess Charlotte, were unknown. Are not you, in fact, the ones wearing a false mantle of authority, Sir Griffith? I ask you this. What about the rumour that you were imprisoned for high treason against the royal house? You're a grave offender, and yet you call upon the name of the royal family? I'd wager you're taking advantage of this conflict to seize a monopoly on sovereign rights. Just saying nothing in return. I'm right, aren't I? That is a misunderstanding. Because Princess Charlotte is right here. I knew that there was going to be like something where it's going to be like, she fucking right here, boy. We brought her in just to see our handiwork so she could bring the receipts. And there she is. Princess Charlotte! Everyone's just like, ugh. Princess Charlotte, it couldn't be. Excuse me, let me through. They all go down to kneel. That is... Please, raise your heads, faithful lords of Midland. I, Charlotte Beatrix Marie Rhodey Wyndham, hereby declare this as Princess of Midland. Sir Griffith, my betrothed and leader of the Band of the Hawk, has been designated Supreme Commander of the Midland Regular Army. Fucking goddamn. He's like, you want this man to have his own kingdom and his own army? He just got it. Hero. Aptly titled chapter, Hero. Sir Griffith is your highness's fiancé, Supreme Commander of Midland's regular army? Don't you think that's a conflict of interest? We earnestly entreat all of you to join us now as we devote ourselves to the recapture of our land. Well, yes, Your Highness Princess Charlotte. Still though, we had no idea of your safety even. I guess you could say this is all a total surprise for us. and for such weighty decisions to be made wholly outside our knowledge, begging your pardon, but perhaps this is a bit hasty. We vassals have no grounds for second-guessing the commands of Her Highness the Princess. Besides, I am afraid that Her Highness is fully justified in making this claim. Whatever excuses we may offer, the truth is we have spent these years away from our own land, hiding ourselves in various countries. While we were standing idly by, the ones who wielded the sword to rescue Her Highness from the enemy and take back our land were none other than Sir Griffith and his Band of the Hawk. Moreover, anyone who is a subject of Midland recognizes him as the hero who saved our kingdom in the 100-Year War. Exactly. I believe the young princess and her hero fiancé, the White Hawk, make a more fitting standard to hoist to collectively rouse the strength of our subjects than those of noble lineage who fled their kingdom. We vassals, as one mind, shall obey the will of Her Highness the Princess. What the blazes? Midland's regular army? If he's the princess's fiancé, does that mean he's the next king of Midland? I've never heard of such tale. The princess and even the regular army are in good health. Well, we were dealt a hard blow in that last battle. This could make for a good excuse to withdraw. But what about our right of intervention? And it happened now, when we've amassed such a large army. But pacts about how to divide and rule the land amongst the nations are already secretly in progress. I address Her Highness Princess Charlotte as well as the Supreme Commander of the Midland Regular Army. You are correct in stating that the right to command the forces of other nations that set foot in your kingdom should be yours. However, this war does not belong solely to Midland. It has continued from antiquity, a holy war in the names of the god and our nations of the Holy See and that of the Kashan. Thereby are not the truly greater goods of the transcendence of national framework and the desire to battle side by side as fellow adherents under His Holiness the Pontiff? Oh, indeed. Lord Van Diemen has a way with words. And guess what? They're about to roll in the Pontiff because they already thought of this. And Sonia and Donkey, was it Mule? Sonia and Donkey went and brought in the Pontiff. They already went and gathered him. I just love how Griffith hasn't had to say anything, barely. And we just have Charlotte rock up and we have the Pontiff rock up and he's just like, I did this. It's already taken care of and there's nothing you can do or say about it. How the fuck does Guts get to this guy? You know, at this point in the story, you're just like, how the hell is Guts and Griffith gonna ever, you know, resolve their conflicts with the way that this is going? This is insane. Clear the way! What now? It's the Pontiff! Showing up with the Holy See propaganda. Let's go. There it is. He's got his little mobile palace as well. Just a bit of a smaller one, bit of a cozier one. There he is, fully dressed up. He almost died last week. He almost walked into the light. He was ready to go. He's just like, I've been awakened with new purpose. The White Hawk has guided me. His Holiness! He showed up literally as I mentioned him. A blessing upon all of you. Holiness, what brings you to such a dangerous field of battle? Did not word reach you advising a temporary stay in your journey? Oh, it's the dignitary cardinals. God's guidance reached me. That's far enough. Who are these children? Lord Griffith. It truly is God's guidance. This gives us the drop on him. There's no refuting us now, no matter how he tries to smooth it over. Oh, he thinks that they're gonna, like, the Pontiff is gonna just be like, yeah, no. Silly. He's gonna literally come face to face with the White Hawk and be in love with him. And be like, this is my guy. Oh, and he actually, he fell down. Oh no, I thought that I didn't see these two squares. I straight up just thought he fucking passed out from staring at him. He was just like starstruck. and just T-posed on the ground. But no, he gets down on his hands and knees and he is literally worshipping him, to everyone's surprise. Please, lift up your head, your holiness. Oh, surely. One look and I could tell. Holiness, stand up, please. Such behavior, and in public. It's prostration. Not so unusual for a clergyman. But how could one such as your holiness do such a thing for one man? Are you of some prior acquaintance? Indeed, I know him. We've never met, but I know him. I can't be bothered doing the old man voice. It kills my throat. So he's going to sound younger than he looks. What in the world? What's going on here? Why did he do that for him? But your pardon, but might I request support? He's like wobbling because he's so old. Hear me now, all of you children of God, gathered in this place. The hawk of... Oh, hang on. A divine revelation has been given. The hawk of light you see here is our savior. Weigh all your hopes upon him. Divine revelation? Hawk of light? Savior? Hawk of light? The Hawk of Light. Wait, I've heard of that. There have been rumors about it. They say a whole bunch of people saw it in a dream. I had that dream. So did I. Oh yeah, that dream. You too? That revelation. It appears rending the dark clouds with shining wings, the Hawk of Light, the dream that was had collectively at the Tower of Conviction when that egg birthed a new world. The Hawk of Light. The Hawk of Light. Our savior. And everyone's like, we celebrate. God damn. And everything has just fallen into place so perfectly for Griffith right now. And we're cutting back, I think, to our crew with this chapter called On Board. So I assume we're back on the boat for 286, which is the final chapter of volume 32. What an incredible volume this has been. One of the most gorgeous ones. And really, really incredible to see the Band of the Hawk in action too. But here we are on this massive boat. That's insane. Look at that seahorse. There it is. Oh, Azan's here. Okay, so we're just going to cut to the fact that I guess Azan has just woken up. So we didn't even get to see Azan actually wake up and acknowledge them. I guess they've already had this meeting, because this looks like this might be a Sidro training with him. Yeah. Whirlwind thrust! And Isidro doing his cool shit. Enough of your dancing, boy. My style, 3-dimensional attack, elf dimension style. Oh, and we hit a big wave and he stumbles. Kicks a bucket on his head. Puck. Ah! Hey! Tripping him up with a bunch of cannonballs while Puck is a clown. Ultimate kill! Isidrop kill! Oh. Oh, I just love that the way that he interrupts it with the lance and gets him right in the dick. And it's just drawn so beautifully. There you go. The most beautiful panel of the whole manga. There it is. Azan hitting Isidro in the dick. Ooh, that was a close one. Defeat dignified, but balls busted. I knew he couldn't do it. You really had him cornered this time, though. He didn't land a hit today either, huh? Oh, there, lad. Those cannonballs aren't toys. Calm down, navigator. It's good entertainment for a long voyage. Hey, Mr. Mustache. You want to win so badly you'd utilize his human trislage that? I'm the Black Mustached Knight, and who are you to talk? Which one of us is highness and inhuman? This is supposed to be sword practice, but all you use are scheming tricks. You're bereft of etiquette. It speaks much of the quality of your master. Yeah, whatever, it's my style. Shames me to say that as his master, to blame for my disciples' impropriety I am. Good old Yoda puck. It seems to be a bit seasick. I seem to be a bit seasick. Perhaps I'll go sweat it out. I bet you can see him. The hell you say. If you're done with your guest, get back to work. Work the day away, stow away night. I'm not here because I want to be. Before I knew it, you lot had lugged me and my roost aboard. I should be fighting the Kashan on the battlefield right now. And quit snoozing. I mean, how could anyone sleep through that whole mess? Oh, you're hard at work, Vice Commander Azan. There you go. Finally. You're hard at work, Vice Commander Azan? Eh? Whoever do you mean? I'm too ashamed to say I was dismissed from the Holy See, and just who do I have to thank for that? Who would have guessed our paths would cross again in a place like this? God works in mysterious ways. So he's literally just being like, whoever do you mean? And that's why he doesn't take off the helmet, but he's naked. Because he has been dismissed, and that explains why he's around. So he's pretending not to actually be who he is, so they haven't actually even had a reunion yet. What happened last night is still unbelievable, though. Vitrana suddenly in flames, the silhouette of a giant looming in the fog, and booming thunder. At daybreak, you came back with that odd group. One was on the verge of death. Well, I was there to see it all. Hang on. And then those things. At first, the men were quite terrified. Sea dogs are highly superstitious after all. Though now that they're known they're wind spirits, they seem to be popular as luck bringers. As for me, shady things like witches and elves are, well, I was there to see it all, and I still barely understand any of it. But what's certain is that I owe them my life. One of them is incidental, though. We'll do our utmost to treat them courteously as our guests, especially the ladies. Especially that young lady Van Diemen. Eh, sire? My navigator knows his way around, all right. Listen, here's where it gets crucial, so you stand watch and don't let anybody in. No peeking from you either, it'll distract her. From what exactly? The time for Farnese journey's finally here. Journey? To the netherworld. She doing witch stuff, let's go. Like I said, no peeking. Oh, what's happening here? Alright. I feel a little nervous now. You'll be fine. This realm is one in which you're inexperienced, but you are fully prepared. Please, be confident. Now, close your eyes, relax, and make your breathing peaceful, deep, and slow. Chant the lection, and your bodily sensations will gradually abate. I genuinely love Farnese's character arc. It is so fantastic. Because it's so unexpected, but I love it so much. Like, her growth of character and changing from witch burner to witch learner is crazy. Still, deep, there's nothing. Hands, feet, all sensation disappears. All that exists are my thoughts, the mind, alone. Envision, in the empty space, just above your consciousness, your hands, feet, your body, every nook, and the clothes you wear, slow and easy, manifest steadily. It's me. Yes. Now, enter it. Overlap yourself precisely. Oh, I think she just got... Oh, she's like literally hovering above her own body. Just like astral projection. Huh? Don't panic. Teacher. Huh? That is your body in the astral world, your luminous body. This is a luminous body. It is the fruit of training each and every day. Congratulations. Well, not bad. Good thing you didn't come out looking like... You can see me, Valera? Elves are ethereal bodies too, so she can see as long as we're in a nearby stratum. Welcome. This is the doorway to the true world of magic. I love this. This is so cool. As the foundation of magic is to proceed to the spirits and address them oneself, this is your first real step as a magic user, Farnese. Amazing. Look what I can do. I feel very moved, teacher. Over here, Still a long way to go. I think this journey of her character is fantastic. She says like no points put into magic or faith whatsoever, you know, starting off as her character in the world. And it's proof that even someone who is so very closed off to magic and all of that possibility can learn it and use it. Anyone can, seemingly, with that in mind, just as long as you are willing and open-minded to do so, anything is possible. I always get so fascinated and surprised with this story and its characters and how much they continue to surprise me. I think that this is one of the best little fellowships, one of the best casts of characters that I have the pleasure of reading through their journey. Like, the way that they all interact with each other, the way that they all help each other grow, the way that these bonds of friendship, in such an anime tropey way of friendship always wins, but like the friendship and the relationships that they all have is amazing. And the way that that really helps Guts and pushes Guts forward as well, now that he also has support, is also incredible. The only thing now that needs to just make this a perfect little bow is Casca not being a blank slate all the time, you know? There is possibility for Casca to maybe be her own person in this group in a way that isn't, you know, how she's been represented for all of this time. That is the only sore spot, is Casca. But this is fucking fantastic. Genuinely. To be honest, at first I was unable to believe that the single apple you gave me was connected to the miracle-like magic you demonstrated, teacher. When I was alone after returning to my father, I came to feel that even the whole journey up to then was like some dream. No, the truth was I couldn't stand how useless I was even when I was with all of you. Vexed and miserable, I ran away. Strange, isn't it? I should have realized such a thing from the start. But even so, you all came for me. I thought, even as I am, I have some significance amongst these people. What you talking about? If you're gone, who will take care of I was the opposite. Huh? The important things for me, the things with significance, were my mistress in the spirit tree forest. Just them and the spirits that surrounded us. To me, people were savage and corrupt. They were inhabitants of an outside world that had nothing to do with us. But as I journeyed with everyone, this way I found I sensed warmth and tranquility in those supposedly detestable people. Savage and corrupt, yet warm. Meeting all of you brought about for me a sense of the significance people possess. Come, let's try going outside. And that's another beautiful thing about character development for Shirka as well, is Shirka was just like, fuck these people, I hate them. And now she's just like, you know what? People ain't so bad, and they're pretty significant, and connection with others is very important. Please do not let go until you are accustomed. Wait! Look at him go. Wow, I really am riding upon the wind. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. Flying right above Guts. Oh. Casca can see. Casca can see him. That's cool. That's an interesting way to leave this one. And that's a great picture to end that one on too. That's the end of volume 32. That is the end of volume 32. That was an incredible volume. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Berserk manga read through. Every time, the further we get into this story, the more that I absolutely adore it. And I think the story has really improved for me in a lot of ways as well. There were some grievances that I had early on with a few things that would come up that I didn't feel needed to be as in the forefront that it was, and it has pulled away from a lot of those things, and I think it's all the better for it. I think the story is focusing on the really the aspects of this story that just work so fucking well, and it's able to not rely on certain other things and can just really hone in on amazing character writing and interactions. And that, I think obviously it's because we're in volume 32, you'd hope so by now. The story is obviously at a point where all the events that have been established, all the characters that have been established are essentially living and breathing in this own world, and the events propel them like to the point where it doesn't write itself, but like so much has been established and put forward over this story so far that like seeing like the flow of it all is so beautiful, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I don't know. It made sense in my head. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode as always, and I will see you next time for volume 33.
We're fighting, I'm writing, so